the way a football club runs, there has to be some form of experience. Yeah. I mean, we've been going since 1905, and they're rewriting a rule book in the last 3 years. It's wrong. It's set for failure straight away. I know other teams are trying to copy us with the Man Uniteds and all that, wanting to bring some youth in. That's like putting a Band-Aid on an open wound.
When you say Man United and you look at Arsenal's and all these guys, who are they owned by? Americans.
Yep.
So, of course, they're going to go with that model. You know, they're going to look at that and go, well, how can I make as much profit? Balaguer's come out and openly said they want under 24-year-olds to show, so we get hungry players that can develop and basically increasing their value, which is what? For profitability. It's not for ambition to win, which is why I want to bring up how they've taken the Mikel. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I want to play the clip here because we need to address this. This has to be addressed.
If that's the clip I saw earlier of Mikel, I mean, talk about making me rattled. It probably done exactly the same with you.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'll be honest. I didn't actually listen to it because I knew
it's probably just as well.
I'm going to listen to it now. This is the first time I'm going to hear it.
But mate, I was climbing the walls when I heard him. I was like, "What are you on about?"
I've just seen the clip. I haven't actually. I'm sorry. I've just seen the caption. Should I say? I haven't watched it. So I'm going to watch it. We're going to watch it right now.
Sweet.
We're going to play it. Let's see what John Obi Mikel's got to say.
And we're all talking about it, the 2 billion that we've spent. Now we can see that the project is working. It was a clear picture that they knew exactly what they wanted to do, and they've done it. You know, they've gotten rid of players that they don't want, that the club don't need. That Maresca said from the start of the season, "I don't want these players." And
so this is after our third manager, John, that you're saying we're getting rid of players that we don't need, players that they've bought since they've walked through the door, players that they've stripped that had won us Champions League, Super Cup, Club World Cup, that been with the standards of Don Roman that brought you to our football club, that got your dad out of fucking hostage. Yep. Like, what are we doing here? It's working. On what grounds is it working when we're just about halfway through the season, and this is coming out after us bottling it and losing to Fulham at home and drawing to Everton?
It makes it all the worse, the fact he's saying it now after the last 2 games we've had, and he's saying it's working. He's deluded.
And I've got rid of those players. And now the players that we have in the team, everybody's performing well. The team is playing well, and we can see that the project that they have is moving on fine. So, I mean, credit to them, credit to Todd, credit to Baghdad, credit to Paul.
Easy. Why is it credit to all these lot? I'll tell you why it's credit, because you're sitting in a box with them. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All smiles. All right. When it should have been Chelsea smiles, but it was all smiles, wasn't it? Yeah. When you were crying and on your knees for Osimhen to sign for Chelsea under these clowns because you were going to get a nice percentage out of that. Yeah. But it was only the finer details that didn't go through. No, it wasn't the fact that Egbali would only offer 150 grand a week to Osimhen. You didn't want to splurt that one out because, well, let's have it right. You've admitted, clear as day on your last podcast before this, saying, yeah, they're watching. They're very happy with the work we do on here. And, you know, they're always watching. Well, clearly, these brown envelopes are getting deposited onto your podcast because you're crediting these directors and these owners for achieving and delivering absolutely fuck all for the last 2 years into our 3rd year. Is that the standards, John Obi Mikel, of Chelsea Football Club as you know it? Absolutely not. So what are we doing here?
And the rest of the team, they've done an absolutely fantastic job.
What are we doing here?
I told you, bruv, as soon as I saw that clip earlier, it was like, what the fuck are you on about? That isn't the same team I know.
He's sad. He's really sad to see a legend of our club basically taking handouts.
Yeah.
It's fucking, it's so It's so upsetting because we rely on our legends. And people go, Johnny, what are you coming at him because he's speaking that we're doing? What are we doing that's great? What are the fucking standards right now? It's working. The project's working. I bet he's crying out for a striker, but no, we created a monster. Yeah. I bet he's crying out for a better goalkeeper. I bet deep down he's looking at our defence going, I've had Cavallios. I've had John Terry's. I've had Cahill. I've had Ashley Cole. I've had Aspilicueta. I've had Ivanovic. And he's looking at this lot going, oh, yeah. These lot are going to go all the way. Of course they are. I've had Lampard in the middle. Essien. You know what I'm saying? Mata. Hazard. Drogba. Diego Costa. What are we doing here? Like, what are we brown-nosing, John? Fucking embarrassing.
No, it is. He had the perfect platform to go on and continue the truth narrative, but it was so obvious after suddenly he appeared at Cobham, and then the next thing up in the director's box that he had totally swayed, exactly how Benson and all of the others have done it. They suddenly get a little invite down to Cobham. They're sat in a room and in brown envelopes under the table, and it's like, thank you very much. And suddenly they're a totally changed character when it comes to YouTube.
Tap, Steve. Tap. Like, I get it. You want to build your platform, but this is the price these lot pay. This is what all these platforms do. No matter how big they are, how small they are, if we can get to them, we can take them and get them under our side. Yeah. Then we will do wonders for you.
Yeah. There's very few that keep the truth narrative going, former player-wise. The likes of your Frank Leboeuf, maybe, he's one of the exceptions because he's never really swayed from when he came out against them in our first season underneath them to now. He says, I've seen signs of improvement, but we're not back. And that's all we keep hearing. And quite frankly, last time I was at the bridge, as soon as I started hearing we are back, it's like, you lot are all tourists. You don't know you're born.
Yeah. I'm actually disgusted with this. And I knew it just from reading the caption. I knew it. I just knew it.
Oh, mate, I saw it earlier and it popped up and I thought, what's this about? And as soon as I watched it, it had the red mist descended. Quite frankly, if Mikel's lucky he don't live near me, I would have been knocking on his door.
Let's have it right. Someone put this up. They're not wrong. Facts.
Yeah. The only difference is he's probably Egg Barley putting the money in his mouth rather than Uncle Todd. Todd's probably sitting on a beach somewhere with two blondes on his right arm.
Do you know what? Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. It's you know what? Yeah, they're doing this to everyone, bruv. They're doing this to everyone. Yeah, you'll never get me. Let's have it right. Never. And yet I'm the one that's targeted and people hate on me and want to give it and tarnish my name. You frauds. You embarrassing muppets. Literally.
I'm like everyone else that's in the chat now on your stream. I see the way people come at you. And the issue is nobody else is landing truth 24/7. At some point, a lot of them are deviating and they suddenly are talking all positive. Now, if we had a club to feel positive about, I'm sure you'd be the most positive person out there because you've got nothing at all to sort of disagree with. But you're calling out the lies and all of the brown envelopes that are going on social media, and they don't like it because you're calling them out for what they are, and that is a bunch of wrong-uns.
Facts. And do you know what they go? They go, oh, look, he's waiting for this. He wants it. No, I'm not. In fact, why is it I'm doing a stream after every single game, win, lose or draw? Why is it that I call it out and be real? Because you don't want to watch. You don't pay attention. You don't listen to what I say. You listen to what you want to hear to suit your agenda or me personally, because it's a personal vendetta. When the reality is, I love my club and I want my club to be where it was fucking left when these clowns bought it. Yeah. And they clearly ain't doing what our Don Roman was doing with our football club. And here you are, all of these lots sitting there thinking, yeah, we'll buy into this just so that we can fucking come at Johnny because he's the only one that was landing it. And you're all coming out of woodwork going, I'm right. It's not about being right. It's not about that. It's about standing up for what is right.
Standards,
mentality, Chelsea mentality. And already people going, we got our Chelsea back. Fucking hell. Honestly, I don't know what to say. If you honestly believe that we got our Chelsea back, then mate.
if Chelsea was back, we would be shouting it from the rooftops.
Facts.
They'd be bunting out. It'd be like the Jubilee all over again, because we've been missing for the past 3 years. And the fact that we've not moved on, we've had so many managers, all who have been clueless. And Maresca, let's face it, all the rumblings about him have been positive until you're starting to see chinks in his armour. And that is appearing more vividly now with the way that he's acting, because he's inconsistent with his attitude, as you highlighted earlier, to certain players. And he's also inconsistent with his in-game tactics. And it's leaving us wanting.